Morning. Here we are. So, 10 to 7. Bit of an early one today. We are taking the Lexus back up to Cleveland Exhaust. When we went up there last time, we only had time to run an E85 tune. So, we're going back to run a 98 tune because we know one of these lucky winners may live in the middle of nowhere and they may only have the option of 98. So, we're going to go put it in. Put some 98 in the tank, get it tuned. We are quite curious to see what power figure it makes because on the E85 obviously it made 704 horsepower. With 98, obviously it doesn't burn as clean, not as efficient, not as powerful. We'll see what happens. So, stay tuned. We're gonna head up to Brisbane now, up to Cleveland and yeah, chuck this thing on the dyno again and get a 98. Tune happening to it. Maybe some flames coming out the back. That would be pretty sick.
Tell your friends jump in the GS3. I got the chronic by the tree.
We're here at Cleveland Exhaust, getting things happening. What we're actually going to be doing now is we have the 3 Jerrys here. We're going to drain the E85 completely from the fuel tank. The reason that we have to do that is we need the fuel tank to be completely empty, and then what we're going to do is we're going to fill it with 98. The reason we have to empty the tank completely is because you actually have to start from a 98 tune and then start adding E85 to it. So once we drain the tank, pull all the E85 out, we're going to put 98 in and then we'll put it onto the dyno, we'll start to tune it with the 98 and then we'll start adding E85 to the fuel tank to then start getting the mixture so then the flex fuel works correctly. So yeah, pretty much empty this now. Put the 98 into it and then chuck it on the dyno and see how she goes.
Bottles, Nitrous Express, 500 shot. Get it in ya.
He's just put the, we just filled the tank up with 98. When we first came, we had an idle control valve on the car, but it wasn't doing what an idle control valve should do, which is help the car idle. So we've removed it now. We've put another, it's like a universal idle control valve that we're using now. It's actually mounted off the inlet manifold, whereas the other one was mounted directly on the inlet manifold. So this one's just mounted on the side of the engine bay. Just pretty much fixing up the idle, making sure it idles well, doesn't have any issues with the idle. It's also got the 98 fuel in it now, so it's just doing some fritz to make sure that she runs good. And then, yeah. So, car made 577.6 horsepower on 17 pounds. That is the lowest it can go. So, basically, what you have here in front of your eyes is a weapon. 577 horsepower, lowest it can go. So, you know, we were just saying you could probably get it up to the same power figure that we made on the E85 at 700 horsepower. But realistically, there's no point. You just run it on E85 to make that magic happen. And this is where I guess the flex fuel tune comes in. So we're going to jack the front of the car up now. We have to empty the little fucking on the bottom of the fuel tank, drop the 98 out, and then we put the E85 back in. And then yeah, pretty much once we do that, you then start adjusting it to work on both ends. So that's a solid figure, 577 on 17 pounds. He actually said when it got to 175 kilometer an hour wheel speed, it dropped from 17 pounds to 16 pounds. But still, like on the dyno, it looks like it got to like 227 kilometers an hour wheel speed, and yeah, 577 horsepower. So either way, if you live in the middle of fucking nowhere, you still got 577 horsepower. So 25 bucks, fucking bargain. Hunting. I don't know what I'm doing. So, they've just finished it off. The ethanol content at the end, there was still a little bit of 98 left in it. It's about 72% ethanol. There's a bit of a car going on in the background there. It was about 72% ethanol. It made 701.4 horsepower. There's still a degree of timing, he said, left in it. But yeah, just obviously the ethanol content now that it's mixed up with the 98, it is what it is. But once that 98 comes out and we continue running E85 through it, it will then go back up to the 82% ethanol content that we originally started with, and then it will give it that same power figure that we originally started with also. So, man, solid day on the 98 now. This thing, yeah, literally, you can drive it wherever you want. You can fill it up at whatever petrol station you want, and you're not going to get caught in the lurch of having no petrol on the side of the road. So, happy days. All the best to the lucky winner of this thing, because you are truly getting a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. There is nothing like this around. So, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for what we have coming next. Yeah, just because the car's loud. Fucking hucking, bro. He came behind me and that's why I accelerated. Oh, he's gonna fucking fly. He definitely wants to fucking move. Like, what do you mean you got no chance? No, he's in a hurry, bro. He's late.